Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to my video. All right, I just want to give you guys a quick fix if you guys have this issue. So I experienced it a couple days ago. Got it fixed. My car is running good now. But here's the thing. So I was driving my car all day a couple days ago. Had no issues. Parked it, went in to get something to eat at McDonald's, came out, tried to start it, and I noticed there was no power whatsoever. There was no power whatsoever. Now, I actually did try the remote to get into the car. All right, so just want to put that out there. I tried the remote to get into the car. That didn't work. The car didn't respond. So I had to use the key to get into the car. And once I got into the car, tried to start it, there was no power. It was like completely dead. Now, the only time I had this happen before was in another vehicle that I had. This is like 5-6 years ago, and the only other time this happened was the battery was completely dead. All right, the battery was completely dead. It was as if there was no battery in there. No, the alarm didn't work. Nothing worked. There's no lights on the dash. Nothing. So I thought to myself, okay, probably probably an easy fix, right? Just change out the battery or see if the battery has an issue or whatever. But I was thinking, you know, there's a Walmart like a couple miles away, and I asked somebody to give me a jump. Asked a couple of people to give me a jump. Actually, couldn't get a couple to give me a couple of people to give me a jump, but third or fourth person I asked gave me a jump. Put the cables on. Try to start it. Nothing. Normally when you put the cables on or on a dead battery, you get like sounds and dash and chimes and dash and chimes and lights on the dash, etc., etc. But in this case, there was nothing. So it just really, at that point, I was scratching my head as to what it could be. Was it the battery? Was it the battery? Was it something else? And I was thinking to myself, all right, so even if the battery was completely dead after the cables were put on, I should get something on the dash, something. At that point, I was thinking to myself, okay, it's got to be something with the battery itself. It's got to be something with the battery itself. Now, I had a lot of things hooked up to my 12 volt. And I was thinking maybe that had an issue with it. So I took the 12 volt off because... so I had the 12 volt. One was connected to my tablet. The other one was connected to charging my phone. And I thought maybe that caused some kind of issue, electrical issue, whatever. So I took the 12 volt off, and I was hoping that might change the issue, but nope. Try to start it again, nothing worked at all. So at that point, I was a little bit perplexed. So I went and looked at the battery again, just to make sure that there was no corrosion on the terminals, just to make sure that that it wasn't loose, and it was very tight. There was minimal corrosion, but I tried to clean it off with I had some Coke left over from McDonald's, so I put some Coke on a tissue and pour a little bit of Coke on the terminal, try to clean it up. I don't think that was the case, that it was causing my dead battery, which I thought at the time was a dead battery. So, and mind you, when the cables were put on to try to jump it, I put it on a couple of different places on the battery terminal, just to see if there's any kind of issues with that. So at that point, I was scratching my head and I was thinking to myself, maybe it was a fuse or something like that. Maybe it's a fuse. So I was like, you know, it was like around 3 o'clock. And I was like, you know what? I'm kind of stuck here. If I call the tow truck to tow it, it'll probably take an hour to get here. And it'll tow it maybe like 6 miles to where I live. And I was like thinking to myself, you know what? I'm going to take a Uber to Walmart. Now, I didn't have a voltmeter on me. I didn't have anything, electrical testing equipment on me. So I actually took a Uber to Walmart. I think it cost me maybe like $7, $8 or whatever. Got a couple of things. I got a voltmeter. I got a, let me see, what did I get? Yeah, I went there to get a voltmeter and I got a battery. I got a voltmeter and I had a battery, and I bought a battery. The value brand Walmart Everstart, was it Everstart? Evermax battery. So 60 bucks or whatever. So I got it. I got back to my car. I'm like, okay, let me just put this battery in, fire the battery, changed out the battery, put the cables back on, and was hoping, no. Yeah, I actually did that first before I actually did the measured out the volts, because I was just 100%, like I was like 99% sure it's the battery. So I'm gonna just swap out the battery and see what happens. I swapped out the battery and still nothing. At that point, I took the voltmeter, I took it out of the package and and I tried to read the voltage on the batteries, on both batteries, and one was 12.6, the other one was 12.6. 12.6, if you guys don't know anything about the voltage, 12.6 is essentially full. They measured the same, so it's full. So I was thinking to myself, maybe it was a fuse or something like that. So I actually went and looked at the fuse box just to see if there's anything that was burnt. Try to see if I could smell anything that was burnt. There was nothing that looked like it was burnt. I actually did look at the, to be honest with you, I didn't actually bother to look at the, which specific fuse, because it was irrelevant, because I was getting no power. So it's got to be some main fuse. And I was scratching my head, and at that point I was like, what is this thing on the positive cable? What's this thing on the positive cable, right? This big, huge thing. There's about 3 or 4 different electrical, well, for lack of a better word, I'm gonna just say that they're fuses. And I had to do some research, looked it up. Nissan, no power, and I realized that if I looked closely at the plastic window, the little mini plastic window on these mini fuses, one of those fuses looked like it was broken, like it wasn't connected at all. And at that point I realized that oh, you know what, that's probably it. Right, it's probably the fusible link, and it just popped out in my head. It's probably the fusible link. So what I did was I actually went to an AutoZone. I had to Uber again to an AutoZone. I actually called AutoZone up first, and good to know that they actually had the fusible link. And I was like, okay, I'll pick it up. It wasn't very expensive. I picked it up and I changed it out. And after I changed it out, I popped it back on. And I remember seeing a little bit of spark, because I didn't see a spark when the guy jumped the cable. And I saw a little bit of spark when I connected the positive to to the battery terminal, and I was like, okay, so this probably solved my problem. And once I popped it on, I was hearing, you know, sounds going off because my door was open. And then I went and tried to start it, and I see the lights coming on the dash, and then it started up right away, and whoo, that saved me. That saved me. You know, that saved me. So if you guys are in this situation and you guys are looking for, it's not exactly a quick fix, but if you guys are looking for a fix where you guys don't have to take it to the shop, and if you guys have an AutoZone close by, you guys might be able to just swap out that fusible link, pop it back in, and you guys would be just ready to go. Just like that, you guys would be ready to go. Just like that, you guys would be ready to go. All right. I'm sure you guys are stuck in this situation. You guys are probably scratching your head, a little bit worried, you know, but sometimes the fix is as easy as that. Now, I don't know what actually caused my that fuse to blow. I'm assuming maybe it was some kind of surge or something like that, a surge. But you guys got, you know, whatever it is, I'm glad I got it fixed. If you guys have any of your own personal opinions, or any of your own personal experiences with this, definitely leave a comment in the comment section, guys. Okay, hope this has helped you guys out. Please subscribe, please give me a thumbs up, all that good stuff. All right, guys, take care.